All right, thank you very much, Kokuyi. So, as always, every Thursday we bring you a Tech Talk edition on the show, and is the only way that you get to learn something technological. The world is moving from anything else into technology. So, if you don't join the bandwagon, probably be losing out big time. All right, so there's a need for you to always join us. Plus, if you have an app, you have a product out there, you want us to talk about it and review, give us an email, send us an email to questedheadstart@gmail.com. questedheadstart@gmail.com. We'll respond to you and find out when we can have you on and how to discuss that up. So last week we talked about data science, okay, and we went into it, how it is, how it works, how people can take advantage of that and also learn something and become entrepreneurs or business owners of their own. So today we're talking about USSD. You must have been using it, but you have no idea what it is, right? So USSD, if you were able to send Momo from your phone to somebody's phone, that's what you're using. That's the system you're using. So we want to break it down, find out what it is, how it helps us, and possibly what is the future like for it in terms of using it in the IT world. So I've been joined by Ebenezer Owusu. He happens to be the business and system analyst with Institute of ICT Professional Ghana, and he's going to take us through that discussion. So let's get into it real quick. So what is USSD?
All right, thank you so much, Diego. I mean, in the meantime, is an acronym for Unstructured Supplementary Service Data.
Unstructured Supplementary Service Data.
Yes, and it simply means that it's an interactive menu-based technology, as simple as that.
Okay, I see. So what does it do? What is it?
Yeah, I mean, like you already said earlier on, you realize that people have been using their Momo for transaction. A good example is on MTN, you can type *170# hash. That is for you to send money to someone else. Exactly. So basically, you use it for daily transaction, and this has been existent all this while. But because technology keeps on increasing and growing, now it is gaining grounds in Ghana.
Had it not been the Momo experiences that we are having with all the telcos, we have known that there's some system like this being used, or till now it's only the telcos that are using it in terms of the Momo exchanges.
Now it has now moved on from the telco to even the fintech companies, that is financial and technological companies. Like I said earlier on, all this while we were using it to even upload our airtime. So when you buy your normal scratch card, you realize that we have *125*, then the serial number that you can upload your airtime. Now, because technology have really grown, trust me, people are just using it for airtime top-up, checking of balance on their bank account, and what have you.
So what is the difference between that and SMS?
Exactly. SMS is actually a store and forward messaging.
So the meaning of SMS is store.
I mean, for the acronym, that is a short message service.
Short
but the full meaning of the way the technology behind SMS is a stored and forward messaging. I mean technology. Now, unlike USSD, that is more of interactive menu-based session. I mean, on your slide, I saw something that you did earlier on. Exactly.
This one.
So now, when you dial this particular code *111#. You get a pop-up.
Yes.
Now, this pop-up doesn't install, it's not stored on your phone. Unlike SMS, that when I send you a text message, this message will be stored on your phone's memory. Now, but with USSD, it doesn't store on the phone's memory. So in this case, if you're having a Samsung phone and your wife is also having an iPhone and you want to do an exchange. Now, don't forget that when you exchange your phone with your wife, all the text messages that you've received is still being installed on your wife's phone.
So it's similar to this. This is a similar example of the USSD.
Exactly. So let's take, for instance, this is a shop that deals with cake. And now they have a code like *701#. Now, when I dial this particular code, there will be a statement. For instance, welcome to Diego Restaurant. Select 1 for cake. Select 2 for biscuit. Select 3 for bread. So this is how USSD is actually being used.
So the only difference is that unlike SMS that gets stored on your phone, USSD doesn't store anything on your phone. That's the only difference between
That's the only difference. And again, additionally to USSD is having 182 characters. Unlike SMS that is limited to 160 characters. Now, when I say characters, I mean dot,
Okay.
Space,
okay,
numbers,
okay,
all of them are characters.
Okay.
So if you have to receive a text message within 160 characters,
okay,
it's one message. Now, when you go beyond 160 characters, that meaning you are referring to two
that means you have to pay extra.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. All right. So what kinds of USD short codes are there?
Yeah, we have a dedicated code and then a shared code. Now, the one that you brought, that is *11#.
This one.
This is a dedicated code.
Okay.
And trust me, it's very expensive.
Oh, how? Tell us about it.
So now, before you can obtain a dedicated code, you need to actually speak to the National Communication Authority.
Okay.
They will give you the license to operate.
Okay.
Now, once you get the dedicated code, what you have to do is you have to speak to the telcos.
Okay.
MTN, Vodafone, Airtel, Tigo, for you to integrate this code.
Glow. Please, Glow is still available.
Glow is still available. Forgive me. That's just by the way. So now, when you integrate among these guys, that's the telcos. Now, the fintech company now comes in. It could be any of the technology company we have around.
Okay.
Now, they have to go the extent of creating an extension to this particular code. So with this code, for instance, we can have *111*20#.
Okay.
That becomes a shared code.
Okay.
So now with the 3-digit that we see right now, it's a dedicated code.
Okay.
But if you want to get a shared code, you need to have an extension of any number at all that you want.
Okay. What is the difference between this one and the shared code?
Now, it is easy to remember, as you can see.
Yes.
Maybe I'm doing marketing for my company.
Okay.
I want people to know the USSD code for my company. For instance, one of the bank's code is *770#. Now, once you type this code, you know that this particular code refers to a bank. Gone with the days that people have to mention a full number before they'll be able to recognize, okay, this number belongs to this particular organization. So that's the important thing of the types.
Okay. All right. So I wanted to find out with the USS code, acquiring it, going to NSCA, then go to telco, is not that kind of laborious kind of exercise, or it's easily done?
It's easily done, I must say, in a way. Unlike first, that you have to, like you rightly said, you need to go through a whole lot of processes. There are quite a number of requirements. First of all, they have to ask you in terms of whether your company is registered. Do you have the requirement in terms of the server specs?
Okay.
Can you be? I mean, trust me. There's a lot of capacity that's this USSD process.
Okay.
So before you go into such business, they will actually such documentation in terms of your server, in terms of even your office location. Okay. So all this boils down to the acquisition of the USSD code for the permit. Right. And once you are done with the permit, getting it integrated across the network too is something else.
Okay, so for me, until now, I only thought the telcos industry are the only ones who are using the USSD. Do you know of any other area that are using the USSD that are quite profitable?
Sure. We have quite a number of organizations and sectors. For instance, when you go to the banking and financial services, the sector. When you also go to the agriculture sector, when you go to the transport, health. But it's quite unfortunate that in this part of our world, we are actually underutilizing USSD. So far, I must say, is the banking industry.
Is that because the education hasn't been?
Yes, the education hasn't been enough. The education has been enough, and I believe that with this platform, for instance, quite a number of people are now moving into it.
Okay, so how helpful is this USSD?
Now, can you imagine going with the days that you want to withdraw money? You have to walk into any of the banking halls, and then join a long queue before you be able to get even 1,000 Ghana cedis. Now, with the help of USSD code, once you are banking with a particular bank, you can actually dial the code *770#. The name of the bank will come up. It will ask you to follow the on-screen instruction. So now if you want to make a withdrawal, you just type withdrawal. Now this time around, you're withdrawing from your bank account into your mobile phone. And you can just walk into any of their ATMs and withdraw your physical cash.
Okay, I see. Nice. With the incoming of the new government, we heard something called, a very long word, interoperability. Now, it's easy to send money from one telco to the other easily, but you still get to pay some money there. I'm sure it's the use of the USSD. Is it available with across all networks?
Precisely. It's available across all networks. Now, I mean, thank God that for the word you mentioned, interoperability. Yeah, I mean, that's a good word there. That's just by the way. Honestly speaking, the USSD code is available across all networks.
Okay.
For instance, depending on the company you are dealing with, if you are dealing with a particular fintech company, now it happens. It actually happens that they've already done the integration across all networks.
Okay.
Unlike MTN, if a particular code belongs to MTN, then meaning only MTN subscribers will be able to get that code.
Okay.
The same applies to Vodafone and the rest.
Okay.
Now, but if you have a particular code from a particular fintech company, then they have done the integration across board.
Okay.
In this case, you'll be able to get it across all network.
Let's look at the benefits of this USSD code thing for Ghana and across Africa.
Yeah.
What could they be?
You know that data is very expensive in this part of our world.
Very.
And that's one good thing.
It's not even reliable at that point.
Trust me. And trust me, USSD is a big alternative.
Okay.
Just yesterday evening, our light went off.
Okay.
And in our area, we use the meter number in buying the credit for the ECG.
Okay.
Now, if ECG, I've actually gone into USSD, it would have been easier for us to just dial a short code, and then I'll just recharge my light, and my light will be back.
Okay, with Momo account or something.
With Momo account.
Okay.
This case, I don't need any internet connectivity.
Okay.
I hope you're getting me.
I get you. Yeah.
So it's a big alternative to internet issues. Once there's no internet connectivity, USSD then comes in. And that is why the government needs to invest more in the USSD. Can you imagine forming a long queue at the ECG vendor? Why? Because you're just going to buy ECG.
Some people are getting money on the side when they are selling the credit to you. So to government, when they see people queuing like that, they're kind of excited, and then somebody's also getting money somewhere.
And that is why Africa, we are where we are.
Exactly. But then again, we're talking about 5G being implemented elsewhere in the other regions of the world. And we're hoping that it will get here someday, sometime, to change the face. But as of now, if the 4G, I'm told even we are using about 3.75G, and even if worse off. So you think that the alternative is USSD? We should just forget about internet and then focus on USSD more?
Not necessarily. Like I rightly said, the internet is, perfect, it's good. Okay. Now, most of the banks now having apps. At the same time, they are having the USSD as their backup. So when you're in a particular location, before you know, that particular network that you're on might not be working.
Okay.
You can just easily fall on the USSD code.
Okay.
So it's actually serving as an alternative means to the various apps that we are having.
Okay.
And it's just quick to use.
Okay.
It's just really quick to use.
Okay. Okay. It doesn't need data and anything else.
Exactly.
Just in the phone.
Exactly.
All right. It's been great having you on. But before you go, just give us a brief idea what you do at IIPG, and then probably you want to sum up what USSD really is and what people should learn from it, and how maybe is there a course being studied in USSD or something, or you just to do IT course to know about this and then use it?
It's a matter of just doing an IT course, and then you do more research. Okay. And once you do more research, you get to know more about it. But when you go to the IIPGH website, we have quite a number of articles that I've written on USSD code that we can actually get yourself more educated on it, especially if you're an organization, even a church, a school, just name it. Go into USSD code for marketing purposes, and trust me, your business will be booming.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Ebenezer Owusu, once again for joining us. He's a member of the IIPG, and he's also the business and system analyst with the company. And of course, he shared his idea with us with respect to what USSD is and the difference between USSD and SMS. I'm sure you learned a thing or two, at least for nothing at all. You know that SMS stores on your phone, USSD doesn't. All right. It's a wrap from my side. My name is William Diego Parker-Benin. God willing, next week we'll bring you another episode of Tech Talk. Until now, I'll hand you over to Kokwi Solomon to continue with the show.
Thank you, Diego, and thank you, Ebenezer, as well, for educating us and all the short codes that we used to and the prompts that we go through to do stuff on our phones. Thank you. Thank you for that education. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Muftar will bring us Prime Sports, and we'll have our entertainment review. Yep. There's plenty for us to discuss in what has been trending in entertainment news this week. So don't go anywhere. You're watching Head Start.